my beloved tribe. My name is Emily Potter. I'm the director of the Lightworker Musicians Tribe and the Million Kisses Foundation. I had two really wonderful exchanges with our tribe this week, and I want to share with you what the culminating point was of those conversations. So it's this. Are you struggling to stay solid within yourself? Are you struggling to stay peaceful when the whole world wants to pull you down into their vortexes of fear? So you have this inner knowing, you have this solidity within yourself, and yet you are in a swimming pool full of people who are trying to pull you down into their fear. And what's really, really justifiable is that they are right with evidence, with scientific articles. They have all of this report they can show you that will further give you evidence of why you should be afraid. So you have all of these tools within yourself, and yet you are swimming in a pool of people who do not have those tools. And so it is really, really difficult to stay solid within yourself and peaceful. So the example that happened this week is I had a sister who shared with me that she's doing fine, except that she's inundated with all of these messages with loved ones. Now, it is something when you hear it from, reports or, online, but when it's a different thing when it's your own family members, with your own community, with your own friends who are coming in with their fear, and it's a difficult thing to know how to navigate those conversations. So what is truthfully really happening on an energetic level is that you are in the deep end of the pool with them, and they are literally trying to pull you down with them. It's this survival feeling of, I want to latch on to you and pull you down with me. And this is the problem. This is the problem, is if you stay in that deep end of the pool, we all know that fear actually has no bounds. It can keep pulling you down, 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 and there's a spiral effect that happens, and both of you will be pulled down together. So this is not an ideal place to be when you're listening to these messages in the deep ends of the pool. So my contribution to this conversation is this. You know that there is solid ground within you. You know this. It's just that you can't access it. The analogy is this pool, that you are listening to these messages in the deep end of the pool. The best thing that I would contribute to this conversation is to bring the conversation to the shallow end of the pool. Now, I say that because it is not a time for you to tell them all the things you know, all of the deeper, more significant meaning of what's going on in the world. You know things. You're getting channeled information all the time. You know the bigger picture of what we're creating here, where the third dimensional world is moving into a higher state of being. But this is not the time to have that conversation with your friends and family who are afraid. It's a time to listen to them, but with your feet standing on the ground in the shallow end of the pool. Now, what does that actually mean? It first means that you get to have your solidity within every conversation. That takes some practice. But even just knowing that you are supported and empowered in doing that, and that you're not alone in those things, this is going to really make an effect with those. So I'm a big believer in not trying to force a conversation with higher vibrational principles with people who aren't ready. So I'm of the camp that I like to listen. I'm in a place of listening with the people in my world who are afraid. So I move the conversation over. And one of the greatest things about Lightworker musicians is that one of the ways that you can build that security is through music. Listening has its space, and then saying, you know what I want to do is actually offer a song. And then people rest a little bit. They can bring that moment of peace. So this is a tool that the people in this tribe know very well, and this is the time to implement that so that you are taking power of the situation. Now, that's step one, is to listen and to offer what you can in the moment so that there's as much peace as possible. Step two is this, and this is where I want to really dive deeper in with you. There will be a time. This is the calling that you and I have. There will be a time where it will be your availability and your responsibility to rise up as a leader. So it will be a time after we're listening to the fears and we're honoring and validating that those are really scary places to be. There will be a time for you to be very empowered with your voice, and people will be then ready to listen. They're looking for a leader. People are looking for someone who knows where we're going, and that is you. That is us as light workers. So my question to you is, do you have the tools in how to lead humanity into the fifth dimension? Do you know how to articulate that? Do you know the solidified places that we're going? Do you feel like you can explain it in a way that even a child can understand it, so that it's not too wacky weird, so that it's out there in this weird world where you're not building a bridge? Do you know, do you have a strategy? Light workers, do you have a strategy when it is time? It is not all the way time for everyone right now to do that with their loved ones, but there will be a time, because this is the change on the planet that you've been preparing for. So my question again, do you feel like you are empowered with the fifth dimensional tools to be able to articulate and to lead humanity into the fifth dimension? If you do not feel like you have the tools, private message me, because you're going to be called into that position. Now, one of the things in our tribe, I had a beautiful sister write to me, and I want to give you the quote that she said. This is just today. It was so amazing. She said, "We have an opportunity in these trying times to raise the vibration of people and the planet. I am finding that people are eager, curious, and more interested than ever to listen to and talk about subtle energy and spirituality. More and more people will be looking around and knowing that something is in their grasp, but they don't quite understand how to talk about it, and they're going to be open to things that they've never been open to before. And that is when you want to have the tools to be able to talk about it, to be that peaceful voice. And I want to ask you again, do you feel like you have the tools? Private message me if you feel like you do not have the tools, specifically in regards to resources and money. That's the one thing that people are the most afraid of, because it has to do with our actual survival and what that looks like. So private message me when you're ready to have those tools, and you will get the same results as I'm giving my clients who have those tools and who have empowered themselves to be able to articulate these concepts of the fifth dimension. Private message me when you want to practice those things, and I look forward to working with you. I love the people who are here. Thank you for being here. And Brian asked a great question. What is the fifth dimension? It's a fantastic question. That is the beginning question. And that's something that we talk about a lot in our tribe, because this is where we are going into. We're anchoring a whole new dimension onto the planet. It's been the way of the world as we evolve. So Brian, if you'd like to actually go deeper in, there's so much information, and you get to decide how much you want to be able to articulate it for your own self and for the people around you. If this is the first time you're hearing about the fifth dimension, get excited, because it's all good things. There's amazing, amazing things available to you in this tribe, and many, many other resources. So find a place that you feel a good resonance, and then lean in, because this is the personalized strategy you will want to have in order to lead humanity into a very exciting, new, evolved state of being. Okay, so Brian, if I'm someone that you feel like you're the resonance with, I want you to contact me and we can get you those tools. And otherwise, I look forward to everyone who wants to contact me and private message me for those tools for the fifth dimension. And I look forward to that, because it's my favorite thing to do. So I love my tribe, and I will talk to you in the next video. Lots of love to you.